Hey guys, I want to tell you a little bit about city transformation. So behind me, the blue house or the blue-gray house, this white house, and this house we're working on now are 3 houses consecutively in a row that Servolution's been a part of. So Jim, you've led or co-led on every single one of these houses. Tell me a little bit what it feels like for you to see all these go from really dilapidated to beautiful.
Well, it's pretty cool and very humbling. And you know, the other day I stopped in to see Mrs. Hall down here. She's turning 92, and she remembered who I was, remembered my name, so that was pretty cool. But to see the changes and just to drive by, it's very humbling, very cool experience.
So Alan was our mayor when we first started Good Neighbors. Tell us a little bit, speak to mayors and tell them what city transformation looks like with this behind us.
So, I mean, it's an awesome transformation of areas of town, you know, because you always have that street. You could have a beautiful street, you've got that one kind of, you know, lack of better words, junky house there that kind of brings down the whole street. And so when we get in there and we fix this house, it also builds that community spirit where we'll have neighbors come over and they come help, and then we inspire those neighbors to clean up their own house and do things like that. And this one is just super cool. It's, you know, 3 houses in a row, literally. So we started with, I think it was the white one. Yeah, we started with the white one here, and I painted that tan up top because I thought it needed it, so just to let you know. We started with this one, and it was really cool. Old guy that could barely get around. Actually, he had scoliosis. It was a squirrel nest that fell out when we were working on it. We took squirrels home and bottle fed them and raised them and re-released them. So we always got cool stories. And then the neighbor next door, you know, we met them while we were working on that house and got them to let us fix up their house too. And then now we're working on this one, 3 in a row. And you know, this is a span of probably 5 years that this wasn't just, you know, 1 in a row like that. It's just over the years. And so it's like we're slowly not just fixing up one little part of a neighborhood, but we're getting the whole freaking neighborhood done eventually, you know, because we're never going to stop. We're keep going. And it's almost any of the older streets in the city we can drive down now, and it's pretty cool. Jim has been doing it, I think, as long as I have from the very beginning. He missed 1. I've missed 0, so we're going to point that out. Yeah, whatever. But we could drive down almost every old street in the city and be like, yeah, we did that house, we did that house. And so it's really cool to see like how many people's lives that we've touched and how many people that we've helped. And it's not just the people themselves in the house, but it's, you know, the neighbors. You know, we've brought neighbors together, and they're like, yeah, you know, I knew they had problems, but I've never met this person. And when we've got 50 of us out here, we see the neighbors, we're like, hey, come have lunch with us, come do this, and they'll come help. And then when we leave, we've created that bond between them and the neighbors that they never knew. And so we left behind a legacy of sorts to come and check on them that never would have happened if we didn't get here to start with. So it's just like, it just keeps going and going and going, and it's just the most awesome thing I think we've ever done. And you know, we borrowed this idea from someone else. You know, we didn't make this up ourselves. Right. You know, we were taught how to do this, and then we want to pass that on too to other cities. You know, Servolution doesn't even need to be the catalyst, you know, that's doing it, but we want to teach other people how to do it all over Texas, all over the United States, and you will see the transformation of your community, both in physically and emotionally and spiritually, because it's not just the physical stuff that we're doing, it's those connections and those you know, relationships that we're building.
So many people reach out to me, how do we start Servolution? Here's how you start it. You love one, and then you figure out how to love another, and you figure out how to love another. Focus on one at a time. Thank you guys so much, and God bless.